Side-by-side comparison of solid-state Logic's 4KG and 4KE channel strip plugins, pound for pound. Let's do it. Welcome to the Music Pro, where we apply real-world practices to our everyday in-the-box workflow. I'm Shay Alexander Wright, and today we're going to investigate the distinct sonic differences and features between plugin models of solid-state Logic's most iconic console series, 4000. Quick history for anybody who's not familiar, or maybe by now everybody knows all this information. But console manufacturer Solid-State Logic out of Oxford, England, introduced their first commercially produced desk, the 4000B, in 1976, but planted a firm flag in the game by introducing their first flagship console, the 4000E, in the late 70s. These were the first consoles with fully integrated dynamics and EQ on every channel, plus computer-assisted automation, which was revolutionary because engineers no longer had to fly faders by hand to fully mix a record. The E-Series EQ, designed with George Martin's engineer Earl Vickers, had a smooth, musical curve that became the backbone of pop and rock throughout the 80s. Now, by the mid-80s, SSL finessed this desk into the 4000G with an EQ that was sharper, more aggressive, and also paired it with an updated bus compressor. And this gave mixes a tighter, more modern edge, which was perfect for radio-driven pop, rock, and eventually hip-hop. Now, some Hallmark recordings on the 4000E include Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA, in 1984, which of course was mixed by Bob Clearmountain. Madonna's Like a Virgin in 1984 was mixed at the Power Station by Jason Casaro. And then Dire Straits' Brothers in Arms album from 1985, which was mixed by Neil Dorfman, became the first all-digital recording to sell 1 million compact discs. That's pretty big for CDs back then. Some big records done on the G are Red Hot Chili Peppers' Blood Sugar Sex Magik, which was mixed by Brendan O'Brien in 1991, and then two of the most influential records of all time, Nirvana's 1991 release Nevermind, mixed by the legendary Andy Wallace, and then Dr. Dre's The Chronic, mixed by Dre himself. Artists like Pet Shop Boys, Seal, and countless others, 90s and R&B acts, all rode with G-Series punch as well in their records. Now, SSL's 4000 series became the most installed large format console in the world, shaping the sound of modern records for at least 2 decades to come. Its stereo bus compressor, the Glue, and channel strip EQs are still emulated in nearly every plug-in bundle sold today. Now, in short, their sonic characteristics are distinguished by this, okay? The E is warm, musical, and of course that's the first with automation. It's the sound of late 70s and numerous 80s classics. And the G is punchy, aggressive, and its sound really defined the 90s. And both of these are legends of high fidelity mixing still today. And admittedly, I didn't get the vibe of the 4000G whenever I worked on one back in New York. Like, I missed the sweetness of the E module and kept trying to work on Gs with the same approach that I took working on the E. Now, as I've gotten acquainted with the 4KG plugin over the last couple months, I realized I was second guessing myself trying to get the same results on the G as with the E. And I've actually kind of fallen in love with the 4000G now. It seems to push me to be more aggressive with EQs in ways I'm typically not on the E. And because of it, I'm appreciating the punchiness and more focus in the mid-range. Now, what this also prompted me to do is a move-for-move comparison of the 4KG and 4KE plugins. Now, a couple weeks ago, I did an A and B mix where I initially started with the 4KG and ultimately replicated it on the 4KE so we can hear the sonic differences between the two. Now, I'm going to go through these comparisons, and then I'm going to come back and talk about it. And I also want to talk about a feature on the 4KG plugin that isn't necessarily on the 4000G module. So we'll get to the comparisons, we'll come back, deal with it.
You've got them cursing your name. You think that love is a game, so you run, 'cause it's fun to be wanted, and you drive us insane. You said, be mine for tonight, so I laughed when the stars met the light. Surprise, and this time you can play me like the moon shifts the tide. You get what?
Okay, so those are the two A and B comparisons between the 4KG and 4KE plugins. And I also snuck in a third comparison where I basically cut the E curves on all the channels, which basically gives you the bells of the E on the G module. If you hit those bell buttons on the G, what that does is the low mids, it multiplies the high mids, it multiplies that frequency by 3 times. And then if you hit the bell button on the low mids, it divides the frequency by 3. Okay, so, but what I want to point out real quick is the sonic distinction of the impedance feature on the 4KG plugin. On the 4000G module, there is no impedance knob, okay, that you see here. There is no impedance knob on the 4000G. I love that they incorporated this on the 4KG because, well, I'm just gonna play, let me play a track from the top and just listen to the lead vocal. This is with the impedance wide open.
You think that love is a game, so you
just Impedance.
This time you can play me like the motion that I get what you want. Used to call the shots. You stole
Wide open again.
hearts, but you never been caught. Nothing lasts forever. There's no land time for God until you lose it. You won't know what you got.
So basically, with that impedance at 6 ohms, it opens the fidelity all the way up. You get the full sonic dynamic range out of it, and then if you go all the way down, it just essentially lo-fi's that out, so to speak. And I love having that option. I actually messed around with it on the guitar tracks as well on this record too. But anyway, that's my take on the 4KG, 4KE comparisons. You can hear the 4KE is a lot sweeter. It's brighter. It has a different kind of energy to it on the top end, and then the 4KG, the energy is really in the mids. Like, that's where all the action is happening in the record on that plug-in mix. And I love it. I had to get the EQs rocked a little harder than I typically would on a 4000E because of just how the module is designed. I kind of understand now that I hear, some of the, like, Nevermind, Nirvana's Nevermind. I listen to that now, and I can really hear, what's going on with that console in that mix, in that album. So, yeah, that's my take. I'd love to hear if you guys have kind of experimented with these plugins or made a comparison yourselves. Maybe you got a favorite for the SSL heads out there who are working in the box or working hybrid or whatever. Maybe you got a favorite between these two flavors of SSL channel strip plugins. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what's going on. Yeah, I've got something else coming up where I'm going to reveal a process that I adopted for a particular record, and I think I'm going to make it common practice. So that's going to be the next episode. Until the next time, I'm Shea Alexander Wright. Thanks for tuning in.